I said in community notes that I'd discuss Kemi Badenoch. The reason I want to discuss Kemi is because she does come across really well in Prime Minister's Question Time. She sounds like she means what she says, but realistically, no matter how good she is at delivering words in the House of Commons in that tone that's quite deep for a woman, it makes you want to listen to her, doesn't it? She sounds more serious, more committed. But nevertheless, she's still a Liberal Democrat style Conservative. She's not conservative enough for me. So if the party really were Conservative, I'm sure Jenrick should have won hands down, and I'm not sure how the voting was done. Anyway, she's in now. She clearly enjoys the job. She enjoys the limelight, don't they all? They're not really attractive enough in their own right to get in the movies, so what's the next best thing? Get into politics, because it's all televised. There's no ad-libbing, as I've said before, in the House of Commons when it's Prime Minister's Question Time. They all know what's going to be asked. They don't know the actual wording, but they know what questions come in, so they can always have a rebuttal. Both sides of the House, it's just theatre. It means nothing. It's as dead as the dust that the cleaners clear up at the end of the day, marching through the Commons with the hoovers and dusters. There's finished. So what I want to move on to with Kemi is, don't forget, she was the one who turned around and said, after people were complaining about what had gone on with the Southport riots, that we can all trust the British justice system. I think she's the only one that's come to that conclusion. Bearing in mind today, a man's just been sentenced to 9 years for setting fire to a bin outside the migrant hotel. Obviously, his intentions were not good, and it's not something I would condone at all. It was stupid and dangerous. But nevertheless, 9 years. So to come out with, we can trust the British justice system. And she also said simultaneously that, if you've got anything wrong in your life, write to your MP. Has she ever written to her MP? Has she ever tried to get a response on matters that's important to you? Clearly not. I've sent sometimes 20 emails in 1 week before I've got one response back. So I don't think she's really in touch with reality there. She's a busy young mum after all. And sadly, I come from the generation that thinks you can't farm out your kids to other people while you get on with being Mrs. Career Woman. I don't think it necessarily works. Carol Thatcher's living proof of that. So what do we do? Well, what we do, we try and get change, and it's not going to come from either of the two parties. But there's no need to get down about it, because we're making progress all the time. More and more people are waking up. Every day I get different people who I've never come across before, who some of them thought I was a bit of a nut job 12, 18 months ago, or during lockdown. Some of them were rolling their sleeve up more times than an arm wrestling champion. They were that keen to join in the rollout. And now, one or two of them, believe me, I've got a few regrets. Shingle bells, shingles all the way. Anyway, that was just me bursting out into Christmas spirit. So let's not get carried away with Kemi Badenoch being some sort of great hope for the future. No, she isn't. She's just delivering sound bites that will appease the nation, keep them calm until they can come out and ask for your vote again. Well, I know where my bloody vote's going next time I get a chance to put one in the ballot box, and it certainly won't be blue or red. It'll be a nice bright turquoise. They're looking for county councillor candidates, people who have something to offer, people who actually do want to make a difference in the local area. So if I were you, you can always contact me, because I'll gladly pass all your stuff on. You only have to message me on Twitter or Facebook. But you don't need to get down about it, because there's a lot of people actually putting themselves forward for county council and, the elections in May, because they're sick of it. They want to have a say in their own future. It used to be something people shied away from, but no more. People are getting stuck in and far more active. So I think the best thing we can do is recognise that we're making progress and, give yourself a bit of a break, bit of a pat on the back. If you've survived the last 3 years, you should be knighted. Especially when you think some creeps are given knighthoods to. Not that I'm naming any names, Mr. Khan. I don't see Kemi the way some people do.